And if you ever wondered why there are so many versions of the Justice League movie, as a fan it can feel overwhelming. But let's dive into the journey of this iconic film. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving a thumbs up. The saga began with Zack Snyder, a filmmaker with a grand vision for the Justice League universe. After the mixed reception of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, expectations also grew. However, tragedy struck when Snyder stepped away, opening the door for Joss Whedon to take over the project. This shift led to two significantly different narratives unfolding on screen. That in March 2021, viewers finally witnessed the unveiling of Zack Snyder's vision, a version rich in detail and emotional weight. This was the culmination of a movement, but it gathered momentum for years, demanding the release of what many fans called the Snyder Cut. But before that happened, the original cut, directed by Whedon, hit theaters in 2017. And what's fascinating is that by the time Whedon took over, the script had already undergone numerous changes. Snyder's serious tone was replaced with a more light-hearted approach. Clever quips and comic relief became hallmarks of Whedon's version, which received a lukewarm reception from critics and audiences alike. Snyder, on the other hand, had imagined a world rooted in darker themes where characters face their destinies with gravitas. His initial drafts explored a much more complex narrative. They ultimately revealing missteps in the script, revisions that occurred under pressure from Warner Brothers. These changes aimed to align more closely with the Marvel Cinematic Universe's successful formula, resulted in a disjointed storyline. A pivotal moment arrived when Snyder organized a charity event to showcase his earlier films. Unbeknownst to fans, this gathering sparked revelations about his original Justice League concept. This sentiment emphasized that big-budget films often face creative restrictions that can alter their intended message. As Snyder's version finally made its debut on HBO Max, viewers were treated to a 4-hour spectacle that honored the characters of the DC universe. New scenes were reintroduced, including the enigmatic nightmare sequence with Jared Leto reprising his role as the Joker. This addition felt like a breadcrumb leading to a larger narrative that would remain unexplored due to the franchise's shift in direction. Stories for me, statistically speaking, the reception of Snyder's Justice League contrasted sharply with its predecessor. Critics praised its depth and coherence, with ratings reflecting that audience and theme as emotional arcs, particularly of Cyborg and additional characters, finally received the attention they deserved. Unfortunately, the landscape of the DC Universe has changed since these releases. A reboot under James Gunn and Peter Safran aimed to create fresh narratives and connections. Yet the path forward seems uncertain for the Justice League, as characters are reimagined and the team dynamics are reshaped. As we reckon with these changes, one thing remains clear. The legacy of the Justice League will always be with us, regardless of the cinematic turns it takes. So here's a little joke to lighten the mood. Why did Batman and Robin never use smartphones? Because they believed in keeping things under wraps. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.